Girls like you run round with guys like me to sundown. I come through, I need a girl like you, yeah, yeah. Girls like you love fun, yeah. Me too, what I want when I come through. I need a girl like you, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
G'day guys, my name's Dave Tran and welcome to another Guitar Zero to Hero song tutorial. And in this lesson I'll be teaching you how to play Girls Like You by Maroon 5. Now in this video I'll teach you how to play the main guitar riff that's in the song, but I'll also teach you some easy chords that you can use as well if the riff is too hard for you. So for the basics of this song you'll need your guitar in standing tuning and you won't need a capo. Now if you want to master your chords back to front, be sure to head over to guitarzerotohero.com to pick up my free guitar ebook. Or if you want to take your guitar to the next level, then check out GZ2H Premium, which is my complete step-by-step guitar course, which covers theory, scales, fingerpicking, fingerstyle lessons that I don't cover here on YouTube. So let's start with the main guitar riff for this song, and it actually sounds a lot harder than it actually is, but all we need to do is just break it down into smaller sections. So up here in the tab you'll see that I've broken up this riff into 4 different sections. Now this is the main riff that gets played throughout basically the whole song. The intro riff differs a tiny bit, but I'll cover that later once we've finished with this main riff. So to start off, we'll take our middle finger and we'll put it on the 3rd fret of the 5th string. You're going to also have your pinky finger here ready to hit the 5th fret of the 4th string. We're going to start by plucking that 5th string on the 3rd fret, and then we're going to go to the 5th fret of the 4th string, and we're going to pluck this 7 times. But we're going to do this with a down, up, down, up, down, up, down motion. Another thing that we need to consider is that this whole riff is palm muted. So to palm mute, you just take the fleshy bit of your palm and lightly rest it on the edge of the bridge when you're plucking. Too far in and you won't hear any notes, too far out and the string will ring like normal. But you need to be right on the edge of the bridge to get that cool muted sound. And so far, we start with the bass note, and we have our 7 plucks. And then we have 2 small chunks of 2 notes. So for the first chunk of 2 notes, we're just going to take our middle finger, go down to the 3rd fret of the 4th string. We're going to pluck this with a down, up motion. And again, this is all palm muted. And then for our final chunk of 2 notes, we go down to our index finger on the 2nd fret of the 4th string. And we're going to pluck this with an up, down motion. So all together, we have down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down. And my suggested direction of picking is also up here in the tab as well. So again, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down. For the second section, we have something that's very similar in terms of structure. So we're going to start with the bass note, and this particular bass note is the G. So it's the 3rd fret of the 6th string. So we're just going to lift our middle finger up to the 3rd fret of the 6th string. We're palm muting all of this again, remember? So pluck that. And then we have our 7 plucks on the 5th fret of the 4th string. And then for our first chunk of 2 notes, this is where things differ a little bit. So we're going to start by plucking the 5th fret of the 4th string, but then we're going to quickly move up our pinky to the 7th fret of the 4th string. So that goes down, up, like that for that chunk. And then we go down to the 2nd fret of the 4th string like we normally do with an up, down. So the structure is the same. The only difference is that we move our pinky finger up for one particular note. And in total for this bar, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down. And then we get to our 3rd section, which is identical to our first section with the exception of the first note, or the bass note. So instead of hitting the 3rd fret of the 5th string, we're just going to hit the open 5th fret. So don't need to fret anything. Down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down. So everything else is the same, just that first note is different. For our final section, we're going to have a different structure here. We're going to be playing this all on the 4th string. And what we can do is actually break this 4th bar into 2 different sections. So for the first chunk, we just need to start off by hitting the open 4th string, down, And then we have a 2-note section after that, which starts with the open 4th string, but then the second note is the 2nd fret of the 4th string. And we pluck that with a down, up, like that. And then for our next 2 notes, we lift our index finger and hit the 4th string with an up, down. So this chunk in total, down, down, up, down. We're basically just repeating this twice for the full bar. So it sounds like this. Down, down, up, down, 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 up, down. And the full riff in total will sound like this. Of course, I just played that really slow, but I suggest starting off slow and then building your way up to full speed, which will sound like this. So that's it for the main riff, which gets played throughout basically the whole song. Now the intro is an exception though, because there's a slight variation. For the intro, every bass note or every starting note for each section will be on the 3rd fret of the 5th string, except for that 4th bar. So the intro just sounds like this. The final thing I'll teach you how to play in the studio version is the bridge, which is really nice and easy. We base it around 4 chord shapes. We start with a C chord, and we're going to be plucking 2 strings at the same time. If you have a pick in your hand, you'll need to pluck the 5th string, but at the same time use your middle finger to pluck the 2nd string, like that. And then we have a G chord next, but we can play a lazy G chord here. We can just move our middle and ring finger up 1 string. We'll be plucking the 6th string and the 2nd string together, like that. Then we go to a A minor chord, and we're going to pluck the 5th string and 2nd string together. And then finally we go to an F chord shape, and we'll pluck the 6th string and 2nd string together. And that's it for the bridge. So the bridge just sounds like this. Now if the riff was too hard for you, now I'll teach you an easy strummed version. And the strummed version is super simple. We just base this around a 4 chord progression that's played throughout the whole song. The 4 chord progression is a C, then we have a G, then you go to an A minor, and finally an F chord. Now we can use a super simple strumming pattern here throughout the song, which just goes down, down, up, down, up, down, up. And you're going to play that once for each chord. And together with the chords.
Girls like you run round with guys like me sometimes.
So you get the idea. As I said before, you can basically play that throughout the whole song if you wanted to. So really nice and easy. So now I'm going to be playing through a section of the song, and I'm going to have a vocal track on top for some context as well. Now note that the riff is actually pretty fast at full speed. So I would suggest slowing it down to 50 or 75% speed and practicing along until you get it right, and then move your way up to 100%. So feel free to play this back as many times as you'd like to, practice play along and see how you go.
Spend 24 hours, I need more hours with you. You spent the weekend getting even new. We spent the late nights making things right between us. it's 6:45. Maybe I'm barely alive. Maybe you've taken my shit for the last time. Yeah. Maybe I know that I'm drunk. Maybe I know you're the one. Maybe I'm thinking it's better if you drive. 'Cause girls like you run round with guys like me till sundown. When I come through, I need a girl like you, yeah, yeah. Spend 24 hours on the 4 hours with you. You spent the weekend getting even new. We spent the late nights making things up between us. And now it's awkward, babe. Roll that backward, babe. Many roads. 'Cause girls like you run around with guys like me till sundown. I come through, I need a girl like you, yeah, yeah. Girls like you have fun, yeah. Me too, and I want what I go through. I need a girl like you, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I need a girl like you, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I need a girl like you, yeah, yeah. I need a girl like you, yeah, yeah. I need a girl like you. Maybe it's 6:45. Maybe I'm barely alive. Maybe you've taken my shit for the last time. Yeah. Maybe I know that I'm drunk. Maybe I know you're the one. Maybe I'm thinking it's better if you drive. 'Cause girls like you run round with guys like me till sundown. When I come through, I need a girl like you, yeah, yeah.
Hope you guys have enjoyed this lesson. Be sure to head over to guitar0tohero.com to pick up my free guitar ebook. Or if you want to take your guitar to the next level, then check out Guitar0 Premium for my step-by-step complete guitar course. If you've enjoyed this video, then please hit that like button, hit subscribe, and click the little notification bell as well so that you don't miss out on my updates. As always, please leave your thoughts, comments, questions, and requests down below, and I'll see you guys next time on Guitar0 to Hero. Cheers.